Hi everyone, my name is Cinnamon Brown and I am doing my book talk on Brown Girls Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. Brown Girls Dreaming is a phenomenal story that tells Jacqueline's life of growing up in the 1960s and the 1970s during a time where blacks were free but far from equal to whites, which is also known as the Civil Rights era. Brown Girls Dreaming is a book totally written in poems expressing Jacqueline's inspirations, motivations, and challenges that she faced in her life. Jacqueline was born February 12, 1963 in Ohio. After her mother and father split up, her and her siblings got sent to live in South Carolina with their grandparents. Throughout the book, she expresses the issues of growing up in the South, but also having a grandmother that was a Jehovah Witness. Her grandmother was very strict in her belief and made all the kids go by his teaching. They were not allowed to celebrate Halloween, birthdays, or even Christmas. Another issue Jacqueline faced was never feeling at home because she and her siblings often moved back and forth from South Carolina to New York City to visit their mother. Um, and she basically throughout the whole entire story expresses how she felt about that and often compared each city to one another. Um, in the story, Jacqueline informs us that how she found her love for writing through poetry. She was never a good student, but loved to tell stories and loved to memorize lyrics. This story is considered a must read and is recommended for ages 10 through 14, which is also fifth grader and higher. This book is this book is a New York Times bestseller and has won numerous awards. Some of the rewards that they have won is Newbery Honor Award, the Coretta Scott Award, and the National Book Award. This book is not a picture book at all, but it's very interesting and it provides a lot of information on her life. Looking inside the book, she also has a lot of praises. Also, it's basically saying star reviews, which is always a good thing that she have in there. And then also listed in her book is a family tree. I found this very interesting. She have a Woodson family tree, which is her dad's side of the family, and Irby family tree, which is her mom's side. And she basically states their date of birth and or when they died and how they are related to her. I love that detail. Also, another thing that I found that was really good that she had was a poem by Langston Hughes, which I guess was inspired her and motivated her to become a writer. It says, "Hold fast to dreams, for a dream dies. Life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow." I actually love that poem, so that's probably why I read it to you guys. I absolutely love it. I love Langston Hughes. I love all his books, but also, another good detail that was in her book is photos. She has photos of her family members listed at the very end, which basically helps you put a face with a picture. And I think that's this book I would recommend for all age of kids because not only even I feel like even younger kids can read this book because it's written in poems, which also makes this book an easier read for children and should be in a lot of classrooms. Every classroom library, I would recommend this book for in any classroom library. Thank you for listening to me today. You all have a wonderful evening.